Hello everyone, welcome to Peach on Earth Tarot. Today I'm going to be doing a reading for Capricorn. You can have Capricorn anywhere in your chart. You can be a cross watcher. You can even just be drawn to the title of the video. All that I ask is that if you're here watching this reading, that you come with good intentions for yourself and for others. Okay, so Capricorn, when I was getting into your energy, we're going to start with the Green Witch's Oracle deck, by the way. When I was getting into your energy, the only thing I really heard was loosen up your buttons. So I feel like there's you were probably in a period where you were just not working, you were just grinding, I should say, just going and going and going and going, doing all the things that needed done, which, they say is a very Capricorn energy, and it is. But it's like you were doing that, you were working really hard on something, and now it's time for you to loosen up a little bit, loosen up your buttons, let loose a little. Yeah, that's what I was getting when I was shuffling the cards for you guys. So can I have one or two cards for Capricorn, please, to get an overall energy for this reading? Can I have one or two cards, please? Okay. Oh, nice. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so when I was shuffling, this was in a different deck, but when I was shuffling, I was getting the image of a tree, and what I forgot to mention this when I was saying about, because I did get this image, I didn't just hear those words, I got this image of the tree, it's warm now, it's growing, I could just see its roots expanding, and it's you see this is the Ace of Pentacles right here, this huge acorn that it's growing out of. It's you planted something. You planted it a long time ago, because that takes a long time to get to this. You planted something a long time ago. And I think it's unbeknownst to you, it's just been growing and growing and growing. Oh my gosh, look at that. This is really amazing, because it's not, it's you are this tree is not going to fall down. You're very much in your own energy right now, that Capricorn energy, the oak tree and the earth. That's such a Capricorn energy. You could have a lot of Capricorn in your chart. Okay, hang on just one second. I want to grab the book real quick. It's interesting because the book is saying this is something that you've grown for a really long time. But what's interesting is the earth is very much about that earth energy, about working and working and working and working, and obviously you've grown this huge oak tree, so you have obviously been putting in the work. So I think that's what we're going to be talking about, is the amount of work that you've been putting into life, and maybe how we'll see if it goes that way, about you needing to loosen up a little bit. You have gotten to the point where you are this oak tree, you're not just that tiny little acorn anymore. You have grown into something huge and immense, and you might not even grasp how strong you are. Does the oak tree know how strong it is? I don't know. What's interesting too, sorry, the soil card was underneath the oak tree, and I tried to do a reading for you guys a couple of days ago, and sorry, my chair is squeaking. Um, I was trying to do a reading for you guys a couple of days ago, and the message that was coming out beforehand was about soil and sun, like like that you needed water, because you had all the other things to go along with it, but you needed some water, some emotional aspect of you. It's like you've just been putting so much earth energy into your life lately, and now you're being called to spend a little time with your emotional needs. Okay, so let's go ahead and get, sorry about the sun ray there. That's interesting because I said sun, and I was talking about the sun and the earth. So the first card that came out was the Five of Swords. And then you have the Mother of Pentacles on the bottom, which is like the Queen of Pentacles. The Five of Swords, it's like someone taking on everything and pushing other people away. Maybe not pushing other people away, but taking on everything. But it's interesting too because, here this worm has been split in two, and we know that worms can survive that. They can regenerate. So it's almost like you're doubling down on this like grind mentality with this Mother of Pentacles in the bottom. It could have to do with your family because, she does have a little baby deer there. But it's like you're like, there's not enough of me to go around. I need another me, almost. Okay, let's keep going here for Capricorn. Keep going for Capricorn. I'm also seeing here how there is like an X by this worm. And this one is not an X. They're not even touching. It's like, I don't know why that's standing out to me. Like maybe you cut someone. Could be a cord cutting, actually. It's like you were so connected to someone, you were like one, and then all of a sudden it's like severed or something. But with that Mother of Pentacles, it's just like one energy though. So maybe it's like like because it has that X on it, it makes me think of like I don't know if you've ever seen Fern Gully, but there's a character, I guess, named Hexus, and how Hexus escapes is like they mark an X on trees, and this one happens to contain Hexus like in a spell, and he gets out when they cut the tree down. So that's very interesting that I'm getting that Hexus vibe, because we are talking a lot about earth and trees here. So yeah, it's like you're cutting that Hexus, like, so Hexus in the movie, if you've not seen it, is like this like dark sludge oil monster thing. Oh, hang on one second. Sorry, my kid came out and needed something. So Hexus is like this dark sludge oil monster thing that oh my gosh, why can't I think of her name? Excuse me. She's essentially like the fairy godmother of the fairies. She has trapped him in this tree, and then like these loggers cut it down. This like very like anti-earth energy cuts it down and releases him, and like the fairies have to like fix the humans' problems, essentially, and contain hexes once again. And so that's what I'm getting there. It's like you're cutting out something toxic. Okay, so we have the Seven of Wands and the Father of Swords with the Hermit on the bottom. You know, the Seven of Swords typically means like the way I've always interpreted it is like it can, because in a typical tarot it's like someone is like up against a cliff and they are, you know, they feel like they're being threatened either off the cliff or to fight. And you know, it's like I've always kind of interpreted it as like, well, actually I'm not getting that in this sense. Because there was something that I think severed this. Like, I feel like this sword is this sword. There's something that severed your world, I'm getting. Because if you see here, it's like I feel like you were like fighting against the odds. You were like fighting and fighting and fighting, trying to hold off like falling off this cliff, but it's like you were just like finally backed up against the cliff, and this is like the moment like that you fall, right? You fell off the cliff. It completely severed this off. But it's like you fell off the cliff and then this like one thing rose. But before that, it's like, see how it's like under your earth? I feel like whatever this is, you thought all of this like made your world go round, but it's really just this one thing. It's like coming up and like lighting a fire under you. But it's interesting with this Hermit. I feel like whatever the situation was, it really had you it really had you it's like you went into your shell. But you still had that light, which is this light. I feel like it's like the same light. It's like while you went in, you knew you had to keep it aflame. You knew it was almost like, I got this analogy in one of my old readings I watched the other day, where it's like a pilot light. There was a pilot light that was like keeping you going, right? You were just like grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding. And the pilot light was like just barely enough, but it worked, okay? Like it kept you going. And then there was like a moment of clarity. Like, this is like a rainbow sword. There was a moment of clarity that it's like sent you here. But you still kept the flame. It's like you still didn't stop going. Like, even though this turtle is in this image, it's like, or tortoise, it's like it wasn't for long. It's like you didn't give yourself enough time. Maybe you did. Maybe you did. Because it's like a gas lamp, but it's like being a gas lamp kind of makes it feel like it's on a time limit. Like you put a time limit on yourself and your growth. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start clarifying some things. Let's look at this Five of Swords. What is the clarification for this Five of Swords, please? The Hierophant and Death. So what's interesting is, and sorry, I'm going to rearrange these a little bit now that the sun's not shining so much. Sorry. Oh, I just got the sun here on the bottom. So, or not on the bottom, it was like fell off. Like when I picked the deck back up, this was left on the desk. So the Five of Swords with the Hierophant, this is something. Do you see there's another X here? There's literally another X with the keys. Those keys don't go together. Like that one's an odd shape, that one's a circle. Even though the handles look like they go together, they don't. They're not a pair. And I'm getting that with that. But anyway, the Hierophant with the Five of Swords kind of tells me like there's some kind of like indoctrination that you I'm just getting, it's like you were a victim of, I don't even want to use the word victim. You were, it's just what you saw, you know, you grew up, you saw whatever this is, this, whatever is being severed right here, whatever this moment of clarity was severing, it's like that was ingrained in you, also possibly ingrained in your family. It's like almost like this is time for you to break a cycle, because you know we do have the Death card on the bottom. It is, it's like they're not a match, even though they were one thing. They didn't go together. It was like trying to, whatever this is, I'm not even getting strongly, it's like not even a relationship. It's more like of a way of thinking, because you do have a lot of swords here. And it's like wands, when they're not for you, can feel like a burden. That's why in the Seven of Wands, it's like everyone's offering you their wand, offering, but you feel like it's being taken as like a threat, right? So it's like wands, when it's not for you, is a threat. And you had like some sort of clarity about, let's look at this Seven of Wands, please. Can you clarify the Seven of Wands, please? Let's look at the Seven of Wands, please. Seven of Wands for this, let's clarify the Seven of Wands for Capricorn, please. Clarify the Wands for Capricorn, please. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so you have the Nine of Pentacles here, and that is like single queen energy. You know, it's very Capricorn. It is so, it's like positive Capricorn energy instead of like the negative connotations that can come with Capricorn. It's a very positive Capricorn energy. It's like, yes, I did the work. I am the oak tree. It's like you're finally, by whatever this is, it's like dropped all the bullshit. This severed the bullshit, and it allowed this one flame to arise, which is the Nine of freaking Pentacles. And then you have like the Three of Cups on the bottom, and the Three of Cups is like the crone, the mother, and the maiden, like the grandmother, the mother, and the daughter. And I'm getting, though, that it's like this one flame could be, this isn't going to be for everyone, but I feel like it was orchestrated by your guides because, you know, the Three of Cups can often be our guides. And maybe that's the water you were needing. How I was talking about the soil and I was talking about the sun. And it's like your guides are like, okay, that's enough. That's enough soil. You've worked hard enough. It's time for some water. And look what becomes of it. It's like she's got all these grapes and like just so much green and an animal with her, and it's like, and I'm hearing like draped in purple, you know, like maybe purple. We also have purple over here. Maybe purple is like your color, or maybe you should start like looking at purple gems or purple clothing. You know, purple is associated with our third eye. So it's like whatever this is, it's like that's what it is. It's like it's like something was severed and your third eye can finally be open. Because here, do you see we have the root with the red, the sacral, and the solar plexus with the yellow. And it's like those are the three bottom main chakras, okay? And purple is the second to top of the main chakras. It's your third eye, and it's like, so it's like by severing whatever this is, it's opening your intuition. And it's interesting because I was hearing like severing below, right? But it's like your roots are still going to keep growing because you've done the work. You are the oak tree. You're done putting in the energy of growing, and now it's just innate in you. You know how to grow without even thinking about it. So now it's time for you to grow spiritually, I'm hearing. I'm getting that really strongly because like I'm getting that this is your three guides and they finally are like, okay, this is severed. Whatever this is, it's broken. I can pour water on it. Like I'm getting this vision of like, you know, the dirt around because of the sun and the soil, right? There was no water. The dirt around your tree was very, very dry. And it's like it's finally like cracked open and the water can seep in. The water can finally seep in. There's definitely something here. Okay, let's look at this Father of Swords, this moment of clarity, this rainbow sword. Let's look at the Father of Swords. Let's clarify the Father of Swords. Oh, I didn't say that this is the Wild Unknown Tarot, and this is the Morgan Greer Tarot. Okay, let's look at this Father of Swords, please. Father of Swords. Let's look at the Father of Swords for Capricorn regarding this situation. Yeah, it's like the tree, and then like even like the leaves are not leaves anymore. It's like the purple. It's like your roots have grown. Even in the rough conditions they were in, they were still growing, which is so amazing. Like, and that's the wonderful thing about oak trees is like they're just so resilient. Unstoppable. Okay, let's look at this Father of Swords. What was this moment of clarity? This severing moment that let this flame rise. You can speed up the playback speed if you need to. I know I talk a little bit slower and I do shuffle to get the cards, so it takes a little bit longer sometimes, so just bear with me. Yeah. Let's clarify this Father of Swords, please. Oh, okay. Yeah, it definitely could have been a relationship. Very toxic relationship, I'm hearing. And the devil doesn't always have to be a negative thing. Like, And the devil is the Capricorn card. But what I'm seeing here is like there's also that light, but do you see it's like it's like not the full candle. It's that red again and the yellow. I'm also seeing this, like, the first thing I noticed about this card was this fly. Sorry, I'm not holding it to where you can see it very well. I was seeing this fly. So it's almost like, and if you look at this, normally the Two of Cups, I see like so much love. There's usually so much love. These people don't look happy. They don't look happy. And it's like, okay, so since we're clarifying this moment of clarity, if this is about a relationship, any kind of relationship, romantic or otherwise, if it's about any kind of relationship, that relationship was rooted in your belief systems. Like, you were in it because of what you were taught. It's like, it wasn't even like you were forced into anything. It's just what you saw. It's what you knew to be true. And that's why the devil is coming across as like this negative thing. It's like this, it was like something you needed instead of something you wanted. And that's not even the right way to say it. It was something that you like were clinging to. Because, you know, a Capricorn doesn't like to give up. A Capricorn likes to work extremely hard at something. But it's like, this was the wrong, even though this was the, sorry, I'm like, I feel like I've said enough about it. It was like there was something that was just, it was like something you wanted instead of something you needed. Your soul didn't need it, your ego needed it. But it's almost like, you know, I'm seeing that. It's like splitting it too. It's like this sword comes down and just whoosh, separates it. And I don't ever read the Two of Cups like that. Like, but they just both look miserable. They don't look happy. And look, she's also draped in purple. She's draped in purple. No shit. Sorry. Okay, so we're going to get some advice for you guys. What is the advice for Capricorn regarding this reading? What is the advice for Capricorn? What is the advice for Capricorn, please? I'm using the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards for this. What is the advice for Capricorn? And I'll probably read it from the book, just so you can get the actual advice that Spirit has for you. I mean, I'll probably intuit it a little bit, but we'll mostly, I'll read the card for you, or from the book. What is the advice for Capricorn? Oh my gosh, I'm just hearing about that hexus again, about how it was like stored in your tree. It was stored in your tree. And what's interesting is at the end, you know, they recapture Hexus and Krista, the new Magi. She, like, surrounds Hexus in this like wonderful tree and like regrows it. And it's like almost like, yeah, it's like that thing is still within you, but it's no longer all of you, because the tree Hexus was stored in the beginning was, it was like black and rotten and like just decrepit looking. And, or not decrepit, because it was very huge. It was also a very huge tree. So it was like, it's like Hexus is released from you and it's always going to be within you, but now you know how to grow from it, because the tree at the end that Hexus is still contained in, like, is beautiful. Okay. That's interesting. So on the bottom we have Diana, focused intention. Keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions focused on your target, and you will make your mark. But the card that came out is, I think it's Ishel, Medicine Woman. You are a channel for divine healing power, and I really have no doubt about that with all of this like tree, you know, because trees, they have such wonderful like energies about them. But yeah, let me find, let's see if I'm saying it right. It's been a little, Ishel or Ishel. Ishel. Okay, well, let's read about her first. About Ishel. Ishel has been revered since ancient times as a Mayan moon goddess, who with her husband, the sun god, gave birth to all the other Mayan gods. As the embodiment of the moon, Ishel is intimately connected to the tides of the water. She's believed to control rain flow in all aspects of water. In fact, she's called Lady Rainbow. As her essence is infused in the water droplet prisms that create rainbows. As a mother goddess, Ishel helps with fertility and childbirth. She is also a powerful healer who remembers the origin of human life upon the planet. She can connect you to your foundational roots as a spiritual healer. What's really interesting about this is that it says remembers the origins of human life upon the planet, and like that is almost like that oak tree, right? It's like you've been growing and growing and growing since the beginning of humanity, whether you believe in life, like past lives or not, or congruent lives or whatever. It's almost like you can tap into that divine wisdom of like the growth of humanity. Let's look at Diana here real quick. Focused in, oh wait, I didn't read all of Ishel, sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, Medicine Woman. You are a channel for divine healing power. Message from Ishel. Commanding power is not the same as demanding it. Demanding comes from a childlike place akin to a tantrum, based upon the fear that it might be withheld. Commanding is based upon the sure and steady knowledge that you are part of the Great Spirit's grace and wisdom. You're a lightning rod. Sorry. Where was I? You're a lightning rod that can conduct the power. Simply connect to the power through unyielding clarity of your thought processes. Don't waver for a moment in your sure and steady decision to be a conduit of the power that already resides within you. Connect to the even bigger source and allow it to amplify your natural power. In this way, you're a steady connector of the infinite from the infinite into the infinite. In other words, it's all spirit around you, through you, and to whomever you're healing. Various meanings of this card. You're a healer. You're being healed. The situation and or your loved one is being healed. Honor your healing knowledge and abilities. Learn about healing. Teach the healing arts. Start or continue a healing practice. Yeah, it's like you've been growing, and now it's like returning to what we were saying at the very beginning about the water. You're being called to bring the water in, which is that healing, right? You know, she has like this waterfall right here next to her. And it's pouring into her. Like she's like emerged within it. So I think, you know, it's like you've gotten through whatever this is. Now it's time to really focus on that emotional aspect about healing. And also, I'm also getting that third eye energy, but also it's just a very regal energy, the purple. It's like you are an oak tree. That's amazing. That's super regal. And now that it's like, you know that no matter what, your roots are going to continue to grow. You are strong in what you like, where you stand. You are very, very deeply rooted. And now it's time to water. It's time to bring in the water. So, Capricorn, this has been your reading. I hope it was helpful. If it was, you can you can comment and share your story. I love to hear those. You can subscribe to the channel. You can share the channel. It would all help tremendously for me to continue giving these messages on a more regular basis. I thank any of you for being present today. I thank any of your guides that were present. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.